Tell us the feeling, not only about winning, but having your family for kisses and hugs right at the finish line.
It's amazing to have them here. Yeah, they visit me quite a lot of times at the races, but somehow it never really works out to win when they are really there, or never, not much. And yeah, it makes it extra special to do it today because yeah, they came to this area because it wasn't a good period for them, but actually the stages were not really a perfect match for me. So I knew I needed also a bit of luck to win this day, and yeah, I will remember it for a long time because I could take my two boys on the podium.
And how good is for you, or how much you like to go for the victory in different scenarios? I mean, do you enjoy to go for the time trial, the sprints, but also in a hilly stage?
Yeah, that's exactly what I really love about cycling and about yeah, my capacities. Sprint is exciting because yeah, it builds up the tension. Time trials is more about the preparation and all the details, and yeah, day like today is more yeah, pure racing, sensing a bit how your opponents are doing, making a plan to attack in the final, and yeah, that's more to the basic what you learn as a young man in the youth category. So yeah, also like today, I love it.
You were pure dynamite from the start. They were suffering behind, as Robert Gessing told us. Were you concerned at some point about your mates in the breakaway?
Oh, yeah, I was concerned all the time because first on the climb I did a huge effort on just before the climb actually, so I suffered a lot to hang on there. And then when I gave it a last try, basically just before the top, we ended up in a break with a few strong guys, but I guess yeah, for 50 kilometers or something we were fighting to get a decent gap. So yeah, already there I knew if they come back one more time then my race is over. So at the moment then we finally got freedom from the bunch. I think yeah, everybody in the front was also quite tired, and that was maybe in my advantage because the first two climbs we stick together, and yeah, if it's one really hard climb then I have a chance. Thank you.
How attentive do you need to be, Wout? I mean, you have I think 48, 49 wins on the road so far, and you're up against a guy who has no wins, but you still have to remind yourself, hey, I need to be alert, I need to do this and I need to do that to win the stage. How alert and how often do you need to remind yourself to pay attention?
Yeah, so first of all, with the 5 guys in the front, it's only 5, but on the other hand, it's still 4 guys who look at you that you are the favorite, I guess, especially in the sprint finish. So yeah, then it's always better to attack instead of defending, and that's what I did. And I have to say, once I was with Quentin in the front, we really worked well together, and yeah, I felt confident, of course, coming to the sprint, but on the other hand, yeah, it seemed like he also felt confident because we worked quite good together and he didn't hesitate. So yeah, I never underestimated him, and yeah, only with 1.5K to go or something when he tried to attack me, then I knew like maybe he doubts a bit about his sprint, and it also brought me in the perfect position coming from his wheel. So yeah, at that moment I really thought like, okay, this one I have to finish it off, and yeah, that's what I did. But I have to say congrats to him because he was a really nice companion and he was really strong.
Wow, 3 stage wins so far in this Vuelta España. Your debut, are you wondering why you never came here before?
Actually, yes, yeah. Sure, I'll come back.
Why not? Why were you never here before?
Yeah, in the beginning of my career, let's say also cyclocross played a big part. Then later on, yeah, focusing on both the classics and the tour made it not always easy to also still do the Vuelta. And actually this year it was just also a coincidence of yeah, of having that injury in the spring that kept me fresh all the way till this period. But it's definitely a kind of racing that suits me.
And just on that's the final thing I wanted to ask is what's next? Because we hear you may be gearing up for the European champs, world champs. Wout, are you considering giving that a go?
Yeah, so for sure I will do the European Champs the week after the Vuelta at home in Belgium. It will be a nice event, and yeah, I'm also hopefully still in good shape by the end of September with the Worlds in Zurich. I think with Evenepoel we have a clear leader for that race, a really hard course. But on a one-day race I can maybe survive in the chase and be valuable also for the team and have a small chance. So I think it's for sure not a course that really suits me, but still might give it a try for that little chance that's maybe there.
Thank you. Well, what's the feeling back in the back of the peloton when you know you have Wout van Aert up the road and he has a good chance of pulling off another stage win?
Yeah, it was a really hard start, full gas for more than an hour, and Wout was there in a good group, but there was still tons of attacking behind in the peloton until they finally got a gap. So he for sure had to work for it, and I could hear a bit over the radio, but sounded like he had a good finish.
It's good to have Van Aert here. Someone's picking up stage wins when, if the GC's not going how you maybe would wish it would go, you got Wout in there just picking up these win after win.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Wout here, he always makes the team better. And without him, it would for sure be a different dynamic. But you always want a guy like that in the team.
Anything on that last climb we should have seen on TV? What was going on in that last climb with the work of EF Education at one point up the front? How was it?
Yeah, it was pretty controlled up until that point. They chose a good moment to make it hard, and it split for a little bit, but I think there was maybe a bit too much headwind, it was a tough final still.
Was that the story all day? That maybe the wind, or that sort of meant that it wasn't a GC day ultimately, or did you always know even this morning that it probably wasn't going to turn into one?
Yeah, it definitely could have. I think we did an almost identical final in 2021. So for sure, if a team took it up from the third to last climb, then there would be probably some gaps. But until halfway up the last climb, it was pretty controlled pace. So hard to say.
How many guys have you spoken to? And today, particularly in the peloton, I guess you didn't have much time to speak, have conversations. But how many guys have told you they're just really tired after 9 days?
Yeah, a lot. All, including myself. After 9 days in that heat, even when you have an easier stage, it still takes a toll on your body just being in those conditions. So. Everybody had a bit fresher legs, but I don't think anybody felt completely rejuvenated.
What were your thoughts coming into the finish with Wout van Aert?
Yeah, it's a rider who is really hard to beat because he can do everything. So I just give my best to the end, and at the end I know if I finish with Wout at the sprint, I'm second, but it's not so bad.
Did you try something tactical? Did you have any options in order not just to become second?
Not so much, not so much, because he don't kneel well, he climb well, and he sprint well, so really hard to beat. Yeah.
Still a good result for you?
Yeah, I finished second in a stage of La Vuelta 2 years ago. Now I really want a win on a GC stage. I tried in Tour de France, I try now, and I have 2 more weeks to try it again.
And it will come?
I hope so. I hope
Quentin,
so.
tell us about that moment on the intermediate sprint when Wout accelerated and you just about held on.
At the start I was thinking he only won the point, but he know nobody will do the point, so... Sorry. You know nobody will do the point because nobody care about it in the breakaway. So I was thinking maybe he want to take a gap before the climb, and it was the moment. Sorry. It was a key point for me because if I lose his wheel, I will never come back for sure. So I do a really strong effort before the start of the climb. And it was the first key point for me in the breakaway.
I think we counted up 48 wins by Wout van Aert on the road. I think you have 0 so far. How do you psych yourself up and convince yourself that there's a chance to beat Wout van Aert?
I don't know. I don't know. I prefer to be here and beat by Wout van Aert to be as in the peloton. So yeah, I give my best and don't think too much,
No, I think there was a couple of teams stressed a little bit for positioning today, but no, I didn't really learn anything today. It was just it was more. There was lots of guys between 5 to 10 on the GC trying to get the breakaway pretty much.
Do you expect a similar scenario tomorrow?
Yeah, but I actually don't know what the start's like, so I assume hopefully it can't be as hard as this morning. It was a hard start, but I think we as a team really controlled. We were very smart, and we made sure the right break got to the line.
Thank you.
How was it managing this red jersey, the race lead day after day? Are you getting comfortable in it?
Yeah, it becomes kind of habit. I missed the shower after the stage, that I do miss, but otherwise the rest of it.
We hope you shower.
Huh?
The shower.
Yeah, the shower is the thing I do miss. Otherwise the rest of it comes part and part of this, and you wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Is it an added pressure, or I mean, obviously your time is you don't have as much free time post stage.
Yeah, but to be fair, we kind of arrive at the same time as the bus every day, to be honest. So it hasn't been too much of a drag, and it hasn't been too bad actually, to be fair.
What are you learning riding in the leader's jersey of a Grand Tour? What have you picked up so far?
I guess positioning is a little bit easier in the bunch, I'd say, and it does make you feel good. I got to say, I don't think just in general how you go about your business in the bunch, it's not ego, but you do feel super proud, and you know you're in something special.
We know about your wife and your newborn are watching at home in Andorra. What about your brother and your family back in Australia? How many people have been watching, writing you a message?
I doubt my brother will be watching because it's far too late for him to be 3 o'clock in the morning. My parents for sure are watching, and they're very proud. And all my mates, I mean, I've already had multiple calls with them and had a chat and a yarn, and I miss them all, and I'm always glad for their support, no matter what time they're watching the race.
Thank you, Ben.
No worries.